Hello, and I want to say good afternoon to all of my listeners out there on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's gorgeous down here in Texas. This is Chaplain Dale Ray, and I'd like to thank everybody for joining me on the Dale Ray Raw and Uncut Show. And today, we got a fantastic show. Y'all stay with me.
I climbed way up to the top of the stairs, and all my cares just drift right into space. On the roof, it's peaceful as can be, and there the world below can bother me. Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired and weak, I go up where the air is fresh and sweet. I get away from the hustling crowd and all that rat race noise down in the street. On the roof, the only place I know.
Oh, y'all don't know about that old school, but I'm talking about the drifters in the days. I don't know what they play in the day. But I want to talk a little bit about our organization, Gaining Ground. We are an intervention prevention program located here in Humble, Texas. And of course, we serve the surrounding areas. We assist with youth and at-risk programs. Those kids who are having difficulties or at risk of becoming violent offenders. Our organization really needs your support and funding to help purchase a structured building that will implement programs and provide a healthy environment. It's where our youth can go to have a safe haven and to receive positive guidance and supportive assistance. You can send your donations. Just go to www.gainingground.us, and we want you to know that your donations are tax deductible because we are a 501c3. Today we are talking about codependent relationships, and I do counsel couples, individuals, single men and women. And it's like if they didn't have this other person in their life, that they would become completely paralyzed with fear. And to me, this is what keeps a person from living a full and rewarding life. To all of my listeners out there, if you find yourself that you're in that type of relationship and you're finding that this person is more important than you, your personal well-being, then I got to tell you that something is wrong with that picture. But it's also a sign that it's time to break free, because it's also called toxic. And when one person does all the work and the other one only gives 20%, something is wrong with that picture too, and it ain't cool. But also, there are many people who have a low self-esteem problem. And then they end up saying to themselves, hey, I'm just no good anyway, or things like that, and it won't get better. I deserve all of this. And they start putting up with the madness. But we also must look at the fact that many of us grew up in a dysfunctional environment. I know I did. Maybe mom, was a meth user, or dad was in and out of prisons. And so we grow up attracted to those same characteristics in a person. Don't ask me why. We just do. And we must remember that whole definition of love is codependent before they even leave the nest. And I gotta say that love is sacrifice. But my question is, how much do we sacrifice? So to those who are dealing with codependency, you may be saying to yourself that I'm willing to give a lot in our relationship, and that's cool. But at the same time, you also need to ask yourself, am I willing to give so much that it destroys my integrity, my character as a human being, or that it can destroy me totally? Y'all stay with me. I'm really feeling this show today.
Oh, my friend attached me, something they didn't understand. I get all the women in the palm of my hand, and I told them, treat her like a lady, treat her like the best you can do. You gotta treat her like a lady, and she'll give in to you. Lord, you can see. You know what I mean. I know you heard that the woman soon take advantage of you. Let me tell you, my friend, that just ain't no substitute. You oughta treat her like a lady, the best you can do. You gotta treat her like a lady, she'll give in to you. You can see, you know what I mean. Oh, you got to love her, tease her, but most of all you got to please her. You got to hold her and want her and make her feel you always need her. You know a woman is sentimental and so easy to upset her. So make her feel that she's real, yeah, and she'll give you happiness. Whoa, strange as it seems, you know you can't treat a woman mean. So my friend, there you have it. I said it's the easy, simple way. If you fail to do this, don't blame her if she looks my way. 'Cause I'm gonna treat her like a lady, so affectionately. I'm gonna treat her like a lady. She'll give in to me, Lord. You can see, you know what I mean. Oh, you gotta treat her like a lady. Treat her like the best you can do. You gotta treat her like a lady.
Man, that's old school right there. That's what I'm talking about. They don't make it like that no more. And that is Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose. You know, Gaining Ground is a non-profit 501c3 organization, and we accept charitable donations from businesses, private companies, and of course, our citizens. Your donations are tax deductible, and we would hope this will be an incentive to stand by us as we continue to transform the lives of those who lost their way. Most importantly, Gaining Ground will always inform our donors how their donations are being used. And when you donate online, we will email you the link for you to get the report. And another benefit we provide to our donors is that we'd love to invite you to an open house at our organization, or maybe even meet at a restaurant. I am founder and director of Gaining Ground. I'm Chaplain Dale Ray Smith. I am also an author of a book called To Hell and Back. Go to www.gainingground.us, scroll down to the PayPal, and hit us up on something so we could get this building. This is what we're trying to do, keep these kids from dying out here, keep them in a safe haven. Today, we're talking about codependent relationships. And sometimes we must get to that point where we say, hey, I gotta do me now. I love you, but I gotta take care of my well-being in order to be good for somebody else. To me, my listeners, if you're listening to me, don't ever put your happiness on the back burner. And if you feel your needs aren't being met, then it's time to take a closer look at who you're in the relationship with. There's so many people I speak to have been and been in some serious abusive relationships. And so when they take on a caretaker role in a relationship, it's emotionally draining. And you aren't born to live like that. And it will eventually backfire on those who take. Because at the end, the codependent ends up very angry and resentful too. You know what? It's time for you to do you. And to those out there who are caught up in that maze of deceit, there's so much help out there so that you can get some understanding of what's going on. But you need to start now. Maybe you're in search of acceptance, and that's all good, but not if it takes a heavy toll on you. That's not the way to your happiness. If there is someone in your life who claims to love you, yet that they constantly push your buttons, then something is wrong with that too. Because what they're doing is activating that stored, maybe the grief energy from past hurts. And if that's how they love you, then you should pack right now. It's time for your happiness. Because you do matter. Every one of us carries some kind of repressed pain, maybe from childhood, but whether it's 20 years ago or last week, it still hurts. This is part of becoming codependent, and in that codependent zone, we as humans have a radar system that causes some of us to be attracted to somebody that's not good for us. And I gotta tell you that we here at Gaining Ground counsel a lot of couples, men and women, teens at risk. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and we'd love for you to be a sponsor for our organization. If you can send donations to Gaining Ground, send it to 21131 Kinswick Meadow Court, Humble, Texas 77338. Or you can email us at dsmith_lifecoach@yahoo.com. Y'all stay with me. We got a great show.
Somewhere out there, beneath the pale moonlight, someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight.
Somewhere out there, someone singing a prayer that we'll find one another that big somewhere out there. And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star.
And when the night wind starts to sing a lonesome lullaby, it helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky.
Thank you for joining me today. And to those who are going through this toxic relationship, I just know that there is hope and there is healing. And we must work on forgiving ourselves for being little kids who were wounded by parents or guardians who were also wounded when they were young. And a lot of times we are at war with ourselves. That's what makes it impossible to trust and love ourselves. But it also leaves us open to involvement in a codependent relationship. And so my advice is that you start nourishing yourself, that inner person. And I got to admit that some of the nicest people I've met along my journey are also codependent. They are always smiling and always have nice things to say about somebody else. But these people give so excessively that as the giver it hurts. They leave no room to receive. And mainly they give to avoid the discomfort of entitlement. But for some strange reason, it allows them to feel useful, and that's what justifies their existence. I speak to those who are hurting. Just try to look inside of you, and you'll find out how much you've starved your inner person. You got to save something for you, so you can be able to give back to that special person that will come along in your life. And if you aren't in a satisfying relationship that's healthy, and then my suggestion is that you get out of it and wait till God sends you that black knight in shining armor or that queen. I gotta say that when we obsess and worry about other people's drama, it leaves no time for ourselves. And of course, that's how we get all tangled up. You got to get a grip and never forfeit your own power by draining all your energies on another person. I'm speaking about those who only take and not give, because you can do bad all by yourself, and I think you know that. To all my listeners out there, just remember you do matter. And stop trying to always fix things for people. Today, in this troubled world that we live in, it's about you having a strong sense of self-worth. And stop trying to appease others. And for a long time in my past relationships, I literally depended on others for my own happiness, my own well-being. And it's toxic, people. We got to stop living our life around others. Stop being a people pleaser because they're just going to run over you anyway. Not only that, you give some people an inch and you know it, they take a mile. Most of us really want to help. Most of us really want to help others. But they got to help themselves, right? They got to help themselves too. And it's a big mistake to depend on someone else for our happiness. But also, you don't need someone else to complete you as a person. And I encourage you to not sit around in a dream state and always thinking that you can save this person. Because the only person we can count on for our eternal happiness is Jesus Christ. He is a true friend. But not only that, but he gives us choices. You take a look at the divorce rate today, it should give us a clue that marriage doesn't always guarantee happiness. No matter who you have in your life, your wife, your children, your happiness must come from within. And if you have that, then you can help others to work on their happiness. That's what it is. It's a domino effect. I'm letting you know that now. Y'all stay with me. We got a fantastic show here.
I climb way up to the top of the stairs, and all my cares just drift right into space. On the roof it's peaceful as can be, and there the world below can bother me. Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired and weak, I go up where the air is fresh and sweet. I get away from the hustling crowd and all that rat race noise down in the street. On the roof, the only place I know where you just have to wish to make it so. Let's go up on the roof. Up on the roof. At night the stars put on a show for free, and darling, you can share it all with me. I keep a telling you, right smack dab in the middle of town, I found a paradise that's trouble-free. And if this world starts getting you down, there's room enough for two up on the roof. Up on the roof. Up on the roof. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, come on, honey. Up on the roof. Everything is alright.
That's old school, yo. We talking about the drifters up on the roof. That's where you take it when you're having a rough day out there. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I got to tell you that those in codependent relationships, it's toxic. What about your unhappiness? Hey, you got one time to go around in this life. And if you miss it, then shame on you. But if nobody told you today that you are strong, I'm telling you that you are. You got to pull it up inside you. But you must see the light. You got to love who you are. And if that other person can't love you as you love yourself, then something is wrong with that too. I'm going to tell you. Maybe you've forgotten who your real friends are. And if they can see what's happening to you, then you need to listen to them. Especially when they tell you to stop letting this person leech on you. And you gotta admit that this has gotten way out of control. You should be mad at what's going on in this one-sided affair. Because that anger should be the fuel you need to reclaim your life, especially after giving so much away. You count. Never forget that. And it's okay to be in a relationship with somebody you love and care for, but it's 50-50. And you don't have to center your life around this relationship. Is he doing the same thing? Is she doing the same thing? But give what you can. Give it freely without sacrificing yourself at the cost of your expense. It costs too much. After it's said and done, you're going to be run down. For what? If somebody doesn't even take care of themselves and they want you to take care of them the rest of their life. It's about you. It's about your happiness. If you want something reasonable, then you must be more assertive. You must hold your ground. Most important, it's about you standing up for yourself. And you can speak to those real friends out there, and they'll tell you what's really going on because they are on the outside looking in. They can see a pattern with this person. They know you better than anybody else. Those are your real friends. Sometimes the truth hurts, but you need to hear it, and you'll catch on and realize that you are not being fed emotionally. I encourage you to break free. And like I say, yeah, it hurts, especially when you care for this person, but guess what? It's necessary in order for you to grow. You are put on this earth to be happy. I've had to find that out myself the hard way. I say, please, don't let anybody define who you are. You're feeling lost and off balance, get back to being you. Life can be so beautiful by yourself. You got to do it that way. Encourage those who are in unhealthy relationship. You can do the encouraging too. Never forget how beautiful that you really are. If you can just stay centered, then things will get better. And I believe this thing called codependence comes from being able to feel what another person feels, and that's okay to a certain extent. But you got to learn to say no sometimes. You got to know where to draw the line. And I encourage those who are hurting. I encourage those who need to take ownership of their own lives. Look in the mirror and really see how beautiful you really are. And it's about your understanding your own ideals. It's about you not letting others define who you are. You can do this. Everybody can make a difference. Make a difference in their own life. It's about your happiness. Like I said, you got one time to go around. And I want to thank y'all for joining me today. This is Chaplain Dale Ray. Enjoy this Sunday. I'll see you again.
Somewhere out there, beneath the pale moonlight, someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight.
Somewhere out there, someone saying a prayer that we'll find one another in that big somewhere out there. And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star.
And when the night wind starts to sing a lonesome lullaby, it helps to think we're sleeping underneath